speed this early afternoon. Moose Jomar is coming out the way. 3-on-2. Now another opportunity to score! Number 7! Another breakup in number 20, and this time he scores! Assisted by the goalie. For you, between the Calgary and Edmonton. Drew Allers. Right in front of the net, and they score! Calgary Rockies up on the board. Looks like that's number 15, Drew Sherman. Will get
Alright, welcome everybody to Hockey Talk with Anand. My apologies, having a bit of technical difficulties as we roll through along. My name is Anand. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on the YouTube front, this is the first time officially we are streaming live on the Hockey Talk with Anand channel. So welcome aboard everybody. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic Tuesday evening. If you're tuning in live, welcome aboard. I'm just trying to figure out one quick thing. Bear with me while we get you sorted. But if you are tuning in live, there we go. The YouTube chat is up. So if you want to chat, we can talk about anything you want. But our main topic focus of the day, yesterday we had the Calgary Canucks. We talked to Nolan DuPont. We did Wranglers Recap. We did the NHL Playoffs Recap. We'll do a lot more of that today. We'll talk about the NHL Playoffs coming up here soon. One exciting match in particular. That's the Battle of Ontario that's coming up shortly. That would have been starting soon. We'll talk about that as well. We'll talk about the Carolina Hurricanes, New Jersey Devils. We'll talk about the Minnesota Wild and Vegas Golden Knights. And last but not the least, to close it off the night, the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. We'll also talk about Flames, Calgary Flames. Hope all of you are big fans of the Calgary Flames. We'll talk about that team. We'll talk about the Calgary Hitmen and Roughnecks and much more. So thanks for spending this Tuesday evening with us here on Hockey Talk with Anand. Appreciate all the support, kindness and dedication you have shown over the past months and days. So without further ado, let's get things started with our Roughnecks recap, how the season went. The Roughnecks is the Calgary lacrosse team, for those who are not aware. The Calgary Roughnecks, that's the lacrosse team. That's for everybody who is not aware. We are once again live on Hockey Talk with Anand on YouTube. Go search the link on YouTube, search Hockey Talk with Anand, subscribe, share the video, share it with your friends and much more so that we can get all the support and dedication from all our viewers. We are live on TikTok as well, so if you want to come chat in the TikTok as well, our YouTube chat is also open. In the future I'll try Instagram and all that as well, but welcome aboard. So the Calgary Roughnecks, where their season ended on Saturday when they lost against the Halifax Thunderbirds by a score of 16-12. Unfortunate loss for the Roughnecks. They had trouble starting in games. They were quite down, especially in the first period of the playoff game against the Thunder, but they were like 3 down in the first quarter. Then they rebounded back though. Brandon Maia, Jesse King, Tyler Pace, they tried to rebound but couldn't get the job done for the Calgary Roughnecks as they got eliminated in Game 1 of their playoffs. It's not like the hockey playoffs where the Calgary Roughnecks get a number of games, X number of games to talk about the playoffs. But it's interesting the other way whatsoever. The biggest problem that maybe the Roughnecks maybe had is goaltending that people talked about over the course of the fan base for the Calgary Roughnecks. And it's interesting. We'll see how they can fare up, if they'll make any new acquisitions overall. We'll stay tuned to that. But you are watching Hockey Talk with Anand on YouTube, TikTok, and wherever you get your social media platforms. Yesterday we chatted with Calgary Canucks Nolan Dupont. We chatted with of the Calgary Canucks, number 29. We'll talk about we talked about the Calgary Wranglers and much more as we go through. So the Roughnecks season once again ending on Saturday with a 16-12 loss for the Calgary Roughnecks. Stats have been difficult for them, as I told earlier on the show. Yeah, they had a scoreless first quarter. Maybe the stats, if they had an improved start, they could have kept something going, but unfortunately couldn't. And then Brendan Mayer, Jesse King, and Tyler Pace were added to the goal scoring, but that wasn't enough as they lost by 16-2. So that's your Roughnecks season. Like I said, biggest problem would have been goaltending in between as well, and then not having the good starts. So we'll see how the new season fares up for the Calgary Roughnecks. It will be quite interesting. Let's head into the Calgary Hitmen next, another unique team in the Western Hockey League. That's not in the NHL, that's not in the AHL, it's the Western Hockey League, Calgary Hitmen. I went to 2 playoff games this season for the Calgary Hitmen, and I believe a regular season game 2, but the Calgary Hitmen also eliminated from playoff contention. So they were in the playoffs, but they got eliminated in second round in Game 7, which was a heartbreak because it was at home at the Scotiabank Saddledome. The Game 7 was a loss to Lethbridge Hurricanes at the Dome by a score of 3-1. The Lethbridge Hurricanes taking it to now Medicine Hat. They'll take on the Medicine Hat Tigers. I haven't really looked at an update on that front, but I'll have something for you tomorrow on this show on Hockey Talk with Anand. But it will be David Adzinski who got the lone goal on the Game 7. It was a Sunday or a Saturday, I believe, where I went and watched the game at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Unfortunate loss for the Calgary Hitmen. They had couple of injuries down the road. They had couple tough stretches in between, but they couldn't get the final job done. Here is how their series went, though, their playoff series. They opened the series at Saskatoon Blades. That was series sweep, 4-0. They won all the 4 games. 4-2 win in Game 1 for the Hitmen. Game 2 was 5-1 win. That was both at the Scotiabank Saddledome as they got home ice. Then it was Game 3 in Saskatoon where they won 4-1. And then in Game 4 they won 6-2 as well. So series sweep for them. And then in Lethbridge Hurricanes, against the Lethbridge Hurricanes, they played a total of all 7 games. Game 1 was 4-0 loss for the Calgary Hitmen at Saddledome. Game 2 was 2-1 loss. Then they went to Lethbridge. 2 games, Game 3 and 4 was victory for them. It was 5-3 win against the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Game 4 was 3-2 win in overtime. And then Game 6 was 5-1 loss. And then Game 7 was a 3-1 loss for the Calgary Hitmen, losing it to the Leverage Hurricanes in Game 7. That series went 4-3 for the Hitmen. They will look to come strong in the next season. For leader points, Ben Kendall, who the Flames want to draft technically, or is one of the great prospects that the Flames will look forward to. 8 goals, 7 assists, and 15 points. Oliver Tulk, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. And Tanner Howe, 2 goals, 7, 8, 9 points. Noah Jonker says, my friend and neighbor plays for the Leverage Hurricanes on the TikTok front. Noah, welcome aboard. Welcome to the show. We are live on Hockey Talk with Anand on YouTube and TikTok at the moment. But thanks for tuning in. If you want to go check out our social media platforms, please feel free to do so. And goaltending, it was Anders Miller who has played most of the playoffs for them. Total of 10 games, had a 9.902 save percentage throughout. So that was fantastic. LA goaltending numbers. So the Hitmen in the playoffs had a strong run, but we'll try again. It was a gut-wrenching loss on Game 7 at the Saddledome, to say none the least. But well played the Calgary Hitmen throughout the course. What we'll do now, we'll take a quick break on Hockey Talk with Anand, and we'll come back. We'll talk about the Calgary Flames. We'll do an entire session of Calgary Flames. So bring your questions and thoughts. TikTok audience, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back as well. We'll take a couple minutes break. Then we'll come and talk about the Flames recap. We'll talk about the NHL playoff updates, and finish it off with open topic questions and chat and much more. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. You're watching Hockey Talk with Anand. Alright, welcome back everybody on Hockey Talk with Anand. You're watching a multi-stream stream at the moment. Trying to still figure out how I can get the overlays on the TikTok feed as well. But if you're watching on YouTube, welcome aboard. We are talking about your favorite team next, the biggest team, the Calgary Flames. If you're tuning in live, welcome aboard. And if you're on the TikTok front as well, welcome aboard. Noah Jonker says, my sister also goes to SAIT. I also go to SAIT. I'm graduating in June from the broadcast news program. It has been a fun journey so far, and that's why I continue this podcasting overall, even though my classes are done. But welcome aboard. Welcome back. So the Calgary Flames, you can decide and let me know what your thoughts are. Once again, YouTube chat is open. TikTok chat is open. Is it 21 seconds that the Calgary Flames couldn't clinch a playoff spot? Or is it not taking care of couple of games? One thing to note, they got 96 points, and teams without 96 points even clinched. And I'm talking about the Eastern Conference. That's the Montreal Canadiens, the New Jersey Devils. They had less than 96 and they clinched playoffs. I guess lucky Eastern Division. For the Calgary Flames, they went, I believe, 11-3-2 during that stretch, during the final stretch. they couldn't get a playoffs. You can blame either 21 seconds, that is the Minnesota Wild, tying the game against the Anaheim Ducks 2-2 with 21 seconds left. Or you can blame the Calgary Flames not taking care of couple of games. Couple of games that I remember is the loss to Anaheim 4-3 in overtime. Losing the 2 games to St. Louis Blues when visiting them, the 2 games. If you remember, it was a day apart. Or maybe the Edmonton Oilers 3-2 in overtime. That loss as well probably stings for the Flames, which is unfortunate, but it is also, you can count that way. But a great season though, great positivity all around. Loved the team vibes, whether it be in the likes of Justin Kirkland, who started off the season well but unfortunately went down with a ACL injury. Anthony Mantha was clicking. Dustin Wolf, the rookie goaltender. Connor Zary, Mac Coronato, Morgan Frost. All things to like when it comes to the Calgary Flames. So I have great hopes that this team will rebound next season, depending on if they add or subtract. We'll talk about the UFA list, RFA list coming up shortly. Get your fingers rolling so that you can talk and discuss. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome aboard. If you're watching on TikTok, welcome aboard. But we'll have a great discussion here soon. A few underrated players that I picked up for this season for the Calgary Flames: Morgan Frost, Kevin Ball, and Joel Hanley. If you have any more to add, let me know down in the comments below. Always appreciate hearing your thoughts and opinions. I'm keeping an eye on both the chats at the same time. Leader points this season for the Calgary Flames, going statistics wise, analytics. Nazem Kadri with 35 goals, 32 assists and 67 points. Jonathan Huberdeau, what a rebound season he has had. 28 goals, 34 assists, 62 points. Mac Coronato, third in line, 24 goals, 23 assists and 47 points. Another great rookie that everybody should be confident about and should keep an eye out for, because there was this one point where he got sent down to the AHL and then never looked back. He came back, he got recalled and never looked back. And that has been the strong success story of Mac Coronato of the Calgary Flames. Once again, I talked about my few picks of the underrated players. If you want to add them, feel free to do so. Morgan Frost, Kevin Ball and Joel Hanley. Now the few biggest questions that will pop up during the off season that everybody should keep an eye out for, if you're following the team on social media, if you're a hockey freak, if you're a hockey fan, whatever the term you want to use, there are 2 players that everybody will keep in mind. Rasmus Andersson, do you think he should stay within the group? I know Rasmus Andersson has had a difficult season, but if he's looking for a long term, I wouldn't necessarily do it. If he's maybe looking for the 4-year, 5-range mark, 4-year, 5-year range, possibly we can do that. AR, welcome to the TikTok chat. Appreciate you hanging out this Tuesday evening on Hockey Talk with Anand. And that Flames fan _13 says, awesome how Farabee recognized you. Joel Farabee, that was a surprise indeed. And It was a fun moment. I still don't know how he recognized me. Something that was surprising. But it was a cool moment. Can we get analysis on Timberwolves and Lakers? I'll have to do a bit more research, AR. Give me a couple of days. I'll do a show on other sports, other teams as well. But right now, I'm focused on all the Calgary sports. Once those recaps are done, I'll be taking more fan suggestions. So stay tuned for all the analysis. And if you want any other sports teams as well, if you want to talk about basketball, if you want to talk about cricket, soccer, all that is open. Just send me a DM on TikTok or Instagram or anywhere. I appreciate the support and you hanging out with us this evening on Hockey Talk with Anand. But let's continue. Should Dan Vladar stay? Should Rasmus Andersson stay? There are pros and cons to that. Rasmus Andersson hasn't had a great season. But which team will want him? We'll have to wait and see. Dan Vladar, does he want to stay as a backup for Dustin Wolf? Or does he want a starter's role somewhere? That will be another question. That Flames fan 13 says your reporting is awesome. That's why he recognized you. Thank you. I appreciate it. TikTok goalie says, let's go Storm. I'm guessing Grand Prairie Storm for the Centennial Cup Championship. Let me know if that's correct, TikTok goalie. Appreciate it. AR follow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We are live on YouTube as well. So go check out our page, Hockey Talk with Anand. Search it up. If you find it, feel free to subscribe as well. We plan to do this every I follow you. Can you say, oh, Canada? Oh, Canada? There you go. UFA list. We'll walk through some of these players. And we'll keep an eye out for if you want them to stay or not. Let me know. We'll start with Anthony Mantha. Justin Kirkland. Dryden Hunt. Okay, so TikTok goalie is asking me who's gonna win the Stanley Cup. You know, my predictions are for Winnipeg Jets. But how the series is going, I'm a little worried. We'll see how it trends. But Winnipeg Jets is my foremost pick. If not, maybe like LA Kings, maybe. I don't know if I want Vegas Golden Knights as repeats. Or maybe one of the newer teams, maybe like a Carolina Hurricane or somebody. But these players are going to be unrestricted free agent for the Calgary Flames. Anthony Mantha, Justin Kirkland, Dryden Hunt, Kevin Rooney, Joel Hanley, Dan Vladar, Martin Ferk from the Wranglers, Clark Bishop, Tyson Barrie, Jared Tenordi, and Jonathan Aspero are your unrestricted free agents for the summer. How many of them would you sign again? How many of them do you want to keep? Let's roll through the list quickly. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. If you're watching on the YouTube front or if you're watching on the TikTok front, really appreciate your thoughts and comments so far. Anthony Mantha, he has had a few bright flashes at the beginning, but he got hurt like Justin Kirkland did. So it was a small sample size that we got to see. So I'm not ready to buy in on Mantha. Justin Kirkland, sure. He's been amazing. He has had, I know he's also a sample size, but his shootout mentality is amazing. So I would keep Justin Kirkland, such a feel-good story on that front. Dryden Hunt, if you want to keep him for the Wranglers, do so. He'll be a good add. Kevin Rooney. Now, I think thank you for your services, Kevin Rooney. If you could have maybe done a little bit more during the regular season, maybe we could have thought about signing you. But thank you for your services, Kevin Rooney. Dan Vladar. Two ways to look at it. I talked about this just previously. Justin, welcome aboard. Thanks for sharing the video. Invite all your friends. Like, share, subscribe if you're on TikTok. We are on YouTube at the same time as well. Two thoughts about Dan Vladar. Does he want to stay as the backup role for Dustin Wolf? Or does he want a starter's position somewhere? That's the only thought that's going to stay in and through. And Justin says, I think he stays. Yeah. So we talked about the Calgary Wranglers yesterday on this show. Devin Cooley hasn't been as great as you would like him to be. So I think Dan Vladar is the best option. I know he loves the city. So we'll see if he stays true and truth out. But if it was me, I would say ride the same goaltending tandem. They have seen a lot of success. Martin Ferk, maybe another year if he wants to stay with the Wranglers. Clark Bishop, he's the captain, so he might stay. Tyson Berry, thank you for your services. You'll need to find a new home. Jared Tenordi, thank you for your service as well. Unless you want to stay with the Wranglers for a year, maybe. And then Jonathan Aspero as well. Probably if the Wranglers need some defensive depth, which I don't think right now because of all the prospects. To name a few, Hunter Brustovich, Sam Honzek, Hunter Brustovich, Artem Grushnikov. I think they are your prospects to keep an eye out for. Jack Rosa says, hey buddy, welcome to the YouTube stream. Thanks so much, Jack. Feel free to share, subscribe and like this video so you invite more people. We'll talk about the RFA list next. Morgan Frost, I think you can do a bridge for him at least. Get him maybe a 3 or 4 year term. He's young. He wins faceoffs for the Flames. I think he has a good will to stay, so Morgan Frost stays. Connor Zary as well. He could have gotten the long term, but I think with the 2 injuries he has gotten recently, maybe another bridge works for him. So Connor Zary, lock him up. Mac Coronato, he's here to stay, give him the long term if he needs it. Adam Klapka, big man, big menace, keep him. He's gonna be amazing. Adam Klapka, the big man, keep him. Sam Morton, he has shown flashes in Calgary Wranglers. Hopefully he can stay. Kevin Ball, underrated defenseman. I had him as a pick. Kevin Ball has been amazing. Let him stay as well. Rory Cairns, amazing for Wranglers. Had a small flash with the Calgary Wranglers, played well, but hasn't since seen the Flames' eyes. So probably Rory Cairns, we still keep him. Give him some NHL shots. Jeremy Poirier. I don't know if he'll make the cut to the Calgary Flames, but for the Wranglers, if they need defensive depth, he can stay. Walter Ignatiev. I don't know if he'll go back to Sweden where he's originally from, or will he stay with the Calgary Wranglers. We'll see how that goes. The Calgary Wranglers, of course, signing a couple of new goaltenders. Arseny Sergeyev, Owen Say. So a couple of goaltenders within the Calgary Wranglers organization, Calgary Flames organization. We'll see how that works out. And then Connor Murphy as well. Does he stay as well? It will all depend what the Calgary Flames decide to do. Of course, do they want to keep Dustin Wolf and Dan Vladar together? Does Dan Vladar want a bigger starter role? We'll see all that front. So that's your interesting long Flames recap. We'll have more of the Flames recap tomorrow as well. We'll have I'll switch up the teams a little bit. We'll talk some more basketball. We'll talk about other sports that viewers want to see, of course, throughout the week. But we stream live Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll try to integrate a couple more platforms all together so we can enjoy discussing all the sports action around the city, whether it's the Calgary Roughnecks, Calgary Hitmen, Flames and all. But this is Hockey Talk with Anand, episode number 2. Stick around. We'll take another quick break and come back and we'll talk about the NHL Playoffs and we'll close out the show. And want to appreciate you all for tuning in this evening. But at the moment, let's take a quick break. Welcome back to Hockey Talk with Anand. I was just checking the live score of the Ottawa Senators and Toronto Maple Leafs game as we were taking a short break on Hockey Talk with Anand. We are live streaming on a couple of different platforms, YouTube and TikTok. Come join Hockey Talk with Anand on both platforms. Like, share and subscribe with all your friends, and hopefully you enjoy the content. So we so far talked about the Calgary Roughnecks, we talked about the Calgary Hitmen, we talked about the Calgary Flames recap season so far. A bit of dive. We looked at the unrestricted free agents and restricted free agents list of players. Tomorrow we'll talk about a few more underrated players. Maybe I'll see if I can get a guest on and so forth. But right now, let's talk about the NHL Playoffs as we go through. 4 NHL Playoff games this evening on your slate. Ottawa Senators and Toronto Maple Leafs, game number 5. It's do or die for the Ottawa Senators. 5 p.m. Puck drop. It has already puck dropped. And the Toronto Maple Leafs lead that series 3-1. Do you have any score predictions? Put them below on the stream. I'll take a look at them in just mere moments time. The New Jersey Devils and the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes are at home, and this series, all the series so far, the home ice teams have had the advantage. So I can see Carolina Hurricanes move forward, but we'll see how it's gonna work. And New Jersey Devils, do or die for them. It's a 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time puck drop, so in about 5 minutes or so, it should get started right away. And that one, Carolina Hurricanes lead 3-1 in that series. For the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights, it's also game 5 on that one. This one, anyone can win or lose. There is some room for breathing error as the series is tied 2-2. And then Edmonton and Los Angeles Kings. Anyone can win or lose on that one as well. 8 p.m. Mountain Time is the puck drop, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That series is tied to remarkable work by the Edmonton Oilers for coming back and tying it almost a couple of times and still staying alive in this series despite the strong lead from the Los Angeles Kings. My friend Dave Moore, welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for spending the Tuesday evening with us. You are watching Hockey Talk with Anand live on YouTube and TikTok at the moment. But the NHL playoffs continue throughout the postseason. 4 games on tab tonight. Put your predictions down. And hopefully you enjoy some hockey. It's the Ottawa Senators at Toronto Maple Leafs. New Jersey Devils at Carolina Hurricanes. Minnesota Wild against the Vegas Golden Knights. And Edmonton Oilers visit Los Angeles for one game against the LA Kings. 2 can be postseason deciders tonight. Either of the Ottawa Senators or Toronto Maple Leafs will advance forward. Actually, I should say the Toronto Maple Leafs will advance forward if they do win. If not, it will be the the Ottawa Senators having some life as well. And then it's do or die for New Jersey Devils as well, as the Carolina Hurricanes lead 3-1. And then it can go either way for the rest of the 2 series. And that's a look at your NHL playoffs slate for tonight compared to yesterday. Yesterday I saw 2 games only. I believe the Dallas Stars won that one, giving them a 3-2 lead, something like that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And yesterday saw the Tampa Bay and Florida as well. Florida winning that one as well. So I think that series is also close to being decided. I'll have an update tomorrow. I just had the slate of games that were happening tonight. Now it's open topic time. I'll scour through the chat line here quickly. No guests on the next episode schedule yet, but I'll see if I can get anyone last minute. Yesterday we had a fantastic interview with Nolan Dupont, number 29, Calgary Canucks forward. Check it out on our YouTube and our social media platforms. It's on Hockey Talk with Anand. And content for tomorrow, I'll talk about summer Calgary Flames action. We'll maybe open the show with Calgary Flames. We'll talk about the International Hockey Federation World Championships coming up. A few Calgary Flames players are in it. And then we'll talk about other sports news as well. I believe we wanted some basketball news as well. We'll maybe talk about some football. We'll talk about anything you want. How about we... Okay, here's a fun idea. I'm gonna do Friday free for all. We'll do all kind of sports in the world. So every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. we'll do free for all. We'll cover all the outside the world sports. But in the meantime, Monday to Friday, we'll do in Calgary sports. So that's your Calgary Wranglers, Calgary Flames, Calgary Hitmen, Calgary Roughnecks, Calgary Flames, and eventually when the season starts for the Calgary Stampeders, we'll add Calgary Stampeders too. It's heading close to 5:40 p.m. here in Calgary. I'll let you all go. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy watching some hockey. 4 games on the NHL slate. It's the Ottawa Senators and Toronto Maple Leafs, New Jersey Devils and the Carolina Hurricanes, Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings for playoff hockey action tonight on Sportsnet. And on behalf of Hockey Talk with Anand, thanks for watching episode number 2. We'll be back with episode number 3 tomorrow. There might be a timing change. I do have to get some stuff done and go outside. We'll see how tomorrow's show is going to be. There might be a timing change, so stay tuned for that. Watch for my social media platform updates. But really appreciate you for hanging out with Hockey Talk with Anand this evening. Have a great Tuesday evening.